Well, Tom is me, and Rhonda May is off taking Adriana back to upstate New York, back to Buffalo, on a great old big bird out of Orlando. What am I doing today? We are going to dissect when the Velocicoaster will soft open before the grand opening of June 10th. Come on along. We'll apply the math that is there for Hagrid's to the Velocicoaster and see when soft opening might be. Coming up next on Tom May TV. Okay, so here's some breaking news. Came down to the crossover bridge and it's completely closed. So they have it sectioned off right up here to see what we can see. And as I look back into the construction, I'll try and get you a picture of this. The road is completely tore up. They've completely taken out the road. The cement's tore up. There's workers in there working on it. And that is a major project going on right there before they can get this thing going. Did not think I was going to see that today, but progress is progress. So let me see if I can show you some of the stuff that I am seeing right here. They have completely taken out the walkway, and you've got some guys in there hammering out concrete. Trying to hard to focus right there. Hard to focus, but the gang's in there just completely ripping out that. Try and show you from up here. Yeah, that's better. So man, that's a pretty lengthy project right there. But they're getting it ready. For sure. So I over at Hagrid just now, I asked a couple of the long-time folks that have been working there, actually since day one, what the soft opening date was on Hagrid's. And they absolutely confirmed it was that week we were talking about. Let me make sure I tell you correctly. It was the week of May 20th, 2019. The problem is, they tried to soft open, and they had employees ready to go, and as we all know now, it was a disaster. It was an absolute disaster. It didn't work right. There were problems, there was overheating, there was all kinds of stuff. So, the actual first day, where it got a full load and they tried to make it rip all day, was opening day. I mean, if you're Universal, your stomach is just gotta be in the worst possible shape having to go through that mess. So clearly on the Velocicoaster, they vowed that this is not going to happen. So the Velocicoaster walkway underneath, just before the entrance, is completely tore up. I don't know why that is. And because of it, I haven't seen the train all day. This thing is not testing. Nothing happening here. So, let's apply the math to the Velocicoaster. So folks, if you go 25 days back from the June 10th, what you have is May 17th. If you open on a Tuesday, like they did for the Velocicoaster, that's May 18th. To the best of my knowledge, that is probably what's going to happen. Now, let me just say, should you go buy tickets if you live in Denver or something like that and get down here? No. No, let me say this. If you want to ride the Velocicoaster and make sure you don't miss it, you need to come after June 10th. After June 10th. For those of us that live here locally, we're going to be here on May 17th, May 18th, May 19th. We're going to be here every day until they start inviting annual pass holders to ride. You know, obviously, they're going to let all the employees ride, and then they may or may not let annual pass holders ride. But I think, you know, who knows what they're going to do. Maybe they'll do the virtual queue and let anybody in the park that day queue up. Maybe they'll only make it open to annual pass holders. Not sure. The reason I stopped here was because I will show you this picture from inside. The only way you can get this picture is if you ride this ride right here. And to ride this ride, you need a little kid. You don't have a little kid, you can't see it. But what you get to see is a lot of the insides of the Velocicoasters and a lot of the inner workings back there. And I will show you this picture, put it up about now. This is a picture Rhonda took from the inside of one of the effects. So, you know, clearly, let's talk about the ride. You're in a ride vehicle, and the Velociraptors get loose, and basically, they chase you around the park. It's been well documented now. I've read a couple of articles on it. You can still search them and find them. It's been widely reported that the last half of the ride has 3 elements in the original planning. 3 elements where there was some movement, some chasing, shall we say. I think the reason this thing got pushed a little bit from our original thought and the context original thought is because they've scrapped 2 of the 3 elements. So what are they? I don't know. I have no idea. My 3 contacts that have been here for years, they don't know what they are either. We do know, though, the reason they got scrapped is they couldn't get the movement to work. Now, this is the same company that made Hagrid's. And can you imagine Universal, where, you know, the roller coaster is working beautifully, and we're gonna jack this thing up because some animatronics on Raptors or whatever isn't working right? There's no way. That's how I think you arrive at where you are today. Instead of working on them, let's just scrap them. You can add them again later, right? I think so. So, best of my knowledge, that's what happened. When should you come? After June 10th. You better pack a lunch to get in that line, unless they do the virtual line thing. That's going to be the most difficult ticket to ride a theme park attraction in the country. In the country. If you're like me, look, I'm here 3 or 4 days a week anyways, so it's no big whoop. But from May 17th on, I'm going to be here every day in the hopes of maybe riding this, in the hopes of maybe they start up a virtual line queue, in the hopes of maybe if you're an annual pass holder, you can get in the queue line and wait. All of that works. And we'll see if we can get on it and let you know how she is. I'm here to tell you, you know, I know every turn in this thing because we've watched the test so many times, but I mean, it's pretty exciting. This is the biggest thing on the planet. I mean, so over at Disney, you got Ratatouille's Adventure, but it's just, I mean, after, you know, Mickey's Magical Railway opened, this is kind of side B of that record. And I'm sure it'll be cool, but it's no Velocicoaster. This thing is a rip for sure. I'm telling you though, seriously, nobody understands how hard we work on this Velocicoaster thing. I mean, I'm telling you right now, listen to me. We're out here, we're trying to figure it out for everybody, and I mean, it's just like, I mean, you've got absolutely nothing to say. You gotta understand. Oh, forget the whole thing.